You're watching the News Channel 15 Highlight Zone with Glenn Marini. Sports coverage you can count on with the Highlight Zone starts now.
You're going to make mistakes, make them going 100 miles an hour.
Everybody's excited to play. Everybody's just waiting for Friday.
They see ourselves as their rivals, and we always want to come out and beat them. That's how I set a tone for the season.
Everyone's ready for Friday because everyone knows that we're not that same team from 2013.
Every year it's always a big game. Both teams always have talent.
Well, tonight would have been a real good night for one of those ALS Ice Bucket Challenges. A bit muggy, to say the least, for week one of the high school football season. The action on the field, though, that was scorching, especially at Spooler Stadium. It's where we start the 20th season of the Highlight Zone, Fort Wayne's longest running and most watched sports show. Joe Whaling kicking off our coverage here in 2014 with a classic SAC showdown. Joe.
Yeah, Glenn, well, very rarely does the performance live up to the hype, but even with two of the area's most storied teams and two of the state's top juniors on the field, Bishop Luers and Snyder managed to exceed all expectations on opening night. It's your Highlight Zone game of the week, and what a way to get us started for the 2014 season. The Knights ranked 16th in 3A coming in, the Panthers 3rd in 5A. But it would be Luers that fires the first big shot in this one. Early second quarter, Noah Wazinski, the high handoff to Tyrell Johnson. They did this in last week's scrimmage, hook up this time for 63 yards and a 7-3 lead. Next drive for Luers, get used to hearing this. Wazinski to Austin Mack, 11-yard connection, and the Knights lead it 14-3. Jalen Smith likes it. The former Knight turned Notre Dame star linebacker, taking this one in from the sidelines. Luers up 14-10 at the half. Third quarter, Isaac Stiebling in a QB. But check out Mac Hippenhammer. The sophomore is one to watch this season. Won't go down. 20 yards later, Snyder back in front. But this isn't the same Luers team that went 0-8 in the regular season last year. Austin Mack opens the fourth with his second touchdown of the night. This is where the game should have ended, though. Snyder threatening later in the quarter, but at the 1-yard line, ball pops loose. C.J. McCarter scoops, and the big fella takes off. 84-yard return to the 15. This would set up another touchdown. The Knights led it 27-17 with 5.5 to play. But here comes Stiebling. Floats it to David Turner. That's 6, 27-24 with 3.5 minutes to play. And after a 3-and-out by Luers, same combination, same result. Turner diving across the goal line. Snyder scores twice in 2 minutes and shocks Luers. What a way to start the season. 31-27 your final. Here's the winning combination afterwards.
It's never over until there's 3 zeros on the scoreboard. And that's how we play. That's how we're taught to play. And we came out and we played hard. And I owe it to my offensive line, my receivers for blocking me, for running the ball, and just my receivers for getting that yak after I threw the ball.
It was just we put in the work all summer. We knew he was going to be good, talented. It's great. It's great. It's great. We got to keep it going. We got to keep it going, one game at a time.
Nobody deserves to lose that game. I mean, it was unbelievably well played and hard. I mean, these guys left everything on. This is what high school football is all about. I say this all the time. But this is what high school football is all about.
Luers back at Spooler Stadium to face Northrop next week. Snyder visits Southside. Glenn, I spoke with Kurt Tittman before the game. He says he always gets nervous before the week 1 season opener because he says you really don't know what you have until you play. It's safe to say he's got a team with a lot of character and a lot of guts.
Yeah, and on the other side, Bishop Luers, they didn't win a game, as you said, in the regular season last year. I'll bet they'll win more games in the regular season this year. Maybe not an SAC championship, but they are definitely going to be a factor, at least when it comes to playing some other teams down the road like Dwenger, Northside, those type of teams. All right, thank you very much, Joe. Now, Snyder does get Southside next week. That means they're going to be playing this guy, new coach Roosevelt Norfleet, and the Archers at Zollner Stadium to face state runner-up Bishop Dwenger from last season. Early second quarter, Dwenger rolling. Peyton Philpott, yeah, that's determination. Number 17 into the end zone. He breaks the plane. 35-0 Saints. Still in the second. This is picture perfect, folks. Cody Miller, the late pitch to Zachary Norton, and he finds pay dirt in your living room. It's a 42-0 Dwenger lead at that point. South trying to get something going. Bobby Black to Nick Thomas. Archers, however, would not score on that drive. The Southside students giving a shout out to former Marine and teacher for 28 years, Ron Holmes. He's in the hospital. Get well, Ron. These kids love you. Dwenger, however, a victor over Southside, 52-6. The SAC's victory bell firmly planted at Chambers Field. Conference champ Northside hosting Concordia. First quarter, Concordia moves the ball, but Northside's Tarek Davis with an interception in the end zone, maybe saving his score for that Northside defense that Ryan Hall loves so much. Still in the second quarter, I should say, Peterson Curlegrand. Long name, even longer run. They call him Curly. He goes all the way in north-south for 51 yards, in Concordia with an early 7-zip lead. But Northside right back. New quarterback Arian Nieves finds Logan Capps, and Capps doing his best Zach McKinstry impression. That's a first down. That would lead to this. Tyson Whitner pounds it in from a yard out. It's 7-all, but it's Concordia with what many would consider a nice upset. The Cadets victorious at Chambers Field, 31-21. Up in Kendallville, the Jason Dorfler era beginning for Northrop Bruins at East Noble. East Noble with the ball here in the third quarter. They got the lead. Harold Wolf's pass intercepted by Joey Brooks. He read that one perfectly. Bruins next drive, Jason Ash up the gut. We're talking 10-yard touchdown run, but Northrop trailing this one 35-13. Now Northrop would keep the Knights out of the end zone in the second half, but the Bruins offense had 4 second-half turnovers. You better believe Coach Dorfler was going to be working on that in practice. Matt Stroman with the INT there as East Noble rolls 38-13. At Walter Memorial Stadium, clash of Highway 24, Huntington North and Homestead. First quarter, Logan Ormsby to Carlos Sanchez, 80 yards here. Check out the night for Ormsby. 421 yards passing, 6 touchdowns. Those are both school records out at Homestead. Still in the first, Huntington North's Lucas Long picked by Matt Anderson. Sparty's doing it with offense, now doing it with the D21 zip as he took it back. Huntington North, though, gets on the board here. Brady Hill bangs his way into the end zone. It's a 21-6 Sparty's lead, but Ormsby, we mentioned his big day. How about Ben Skoranek? A big day for him, 208 yards, 4 touchdowns at 208 is a school record as well. Homestead rolls 49-6 over Huntington North. At Leo, the Lions softball team getting their state championship rings. Congratulations, ladies. Lions football hosting Norwell in one of the night's best matchups. Third quarter, Leo down 14-7 at the 1. Craig Kloffenstein keeps it for the touchdown, but the extra point was blocked. That's huge because it made it 14-13. Norwell still up 1. Fourth quarter, Jawan Allen for Leo, one of the best in the area as far as defensive play goes. He gets the sack. Norwell trying to run some clock to get this win. Unfortunately, they coughed it up. Leo would recover. Leo moves the ball, matriculates the ball down the field, but we're 4th and 1 at the 30-yard line late in the fourth when the Norwell D stops them cold, and Norwell hangs on to beat Leo 14-13.
I think the play calling was great tonight, and it was just everything came together. It was hot, but it's hot on both sides of the field, like they say, and I think that came into a big factor that our running backs played very well. Followed their big guys.
And we haven't played well up here at Leo, and to come up here and beat them, they're a good team, good program, and it should get us some momentum started early. Last year it took us to week 6 to get one, so we're started out a little better this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Great win for the Knights. Leo at Angola next week. Norwell will host Heritage. Speaking of the Patriots, Heritage hosting New Haven in this one. The Bulldogs, coming off an 11-win season, won a conference title last year in the NHC. First drive out of halftime in the third quarter. That's Hayden Graham with a touchdown. New Haven up 16-8 after that. Next drive, it's a Heritage football. Branson Dawson looking threw for over 2,000 yards last year, but you saw it was tip Travis Crow. Going to play a big role both on offense and defense this year. He gets the interception for New Haven. Then it's Graham again for Jim Rowland's team, pounding it home. This one a lot closer than it was last year, but New Haven still victorious, 31-21 your final. Well, now's the time to guzzle some of that Gatorade or do one of those ice bucket challenges because we are taking a break. But when we come back, we got plenty of football to get to. Belmont and Adams Central only 8 miles apart, but playing each other for the first time in 36 years. We're going to head north for Busco at Lakeland, a record-setting performance in that one, plus stops at Garrett, Eastside, Angola, and Columbia City. All those are up next in the Highlight Zone.
20 great hamburgers for 20 great years.
We're the Lakers, and we're wishing the Highlight Zone a great 20th season.